What is up, brothers? Special teams, special plays, special players. Cloud9 is officially back in the RLCS, and they're going up against, well, two of the teams have former orgs on the other end of the field. So let's see who decides that they are the best in Cloud9 versus M80.
I can't believe how this always works out, that James always gets to do NRG, Daz always gets to do Gen G, and now, absolutely no bias whatsoever, Herc on a Cloud9 match, and they just about score they do in the first 16 seconds.
Let's go! Oh my gosh, opening goal at Cloud9. If you guys didn't know, your girl is signed to Cloud9. There is a ton of bias on this matchup. Absolutely not. I'm totally kidding. But Cloud9...
Oh my goodness, bias casters. You know what? I will be the M80 fan during this entire cast. It's perfectly fine. Let's go, Nas. We got a tie game.
We do tied game just under 30 seconds in. It has been pretty back and forth on this one, which honestly, I will keep it a stack with you, Stacks. I expect this to be a little bit more equal, despite, you know, the historic face-off between these two teams.
Well, there is, of course, just the one matchup that these two have had. It came in the first half of the season, right at the end of the qualifying stage. And yes, it was M80's first loss in the Swiss stage, a 3-0 sweep at the hands of Omelette, now Cloud9. As AJ shot just missing on the near post. And Percy can't get through Jorius. He got the boost deal as well. He can use all of that to try and drill that down to center. And the challenge got just a little bit away from Nas. It was enough to throw him off. So he has to retreat back to midfield. First minute goes by. All even Steven here, but that shot almost got through. Percy there for the save.
A ton of defense having to come out from Cloud9. So much pressure. Finally, a little bit of relief here. Zanil able to carry this one forward. Unfortunately, that 50 goes wayside, but Lineblaze able to take a shot off of it, although immediately sent back. I think M80, they do a really good job of anticipating where the Cloud9 touches go, and I'm curious if Cloud9's gonna play the closer game, but usually they tend to play, you know, kind of send the ball a little bit further out, hope for the follow-up touch. But I don't know how well that's gonna work against a team like M80.
Jory is nearly converting just above the crossbar. Zanil with the counter through the air very slowly. Jory is with the save, and Percy can bring it right back in. Bank not open as AJ has that save as well. And the scoring opportunities barely favoring Cloud9 at the moment, almost doubling up M80. C9 on the defensive end right now, and staring down a possible double that bounces through from Joris.
That is so clean. He gave himself all the space in the world off of this one. You saw Percy and Net had enough, but the placement off the double just made that one almost unsavable. This one goes in, M80 up by 1.
I think you can expect both teams to have plenty of scoring opportunities, and it's going to come down to execution. Whose shots do end up on target? Who tests the defense more? Because again, you can generate all the opportunities in the world. What matters is how many get through. You can expect a pretty high scoring series between these two squads if they're both on point. Percy with a boost steal out of the corner, but he can't get to that ball on the side. And so Nas has that deflect off of Percy netward, and Zanil has to deal with it in front of his own net.
That was a little nerve-wracking on that. I'll call it a back pass, but it was nerve-wracking regardless. Nas wanted to carry that one down, but Lineblaze. I like this from Cloud9, though. They are getting a little bit more up in the faces of M80, which I think you have to, right? You can't give them too much space, otherwise their shots, regardless, are gonna be on target almost every single time. Here comes Jorius around the corner, 2 touches. Tries to send that one off, but instead Lineblaze goes for a challenge. And Percy's gonna go over Nas. Can he get past the midline? He does, takes a shot, and Jorius with the save.
You think of AJ as purely a striker and someone who takes over on offense. He's had to do a lot of support work. That shot on target, his second of the game. Has an assist and 3 saves already. Lineblaze shot's gonna be deflected away by Joris, and a race to the corner boost. Won by Jorius. He's got AJ flanking to the right. He can read that from the side, but it's won by Lineblaze instead. Nas back with possession. Can't get that corner boost behind him. It spawned way too late. And so AJ's got to just throw this one deep into the corner and try to force a mistake out of Cloud9. They might have got one here as that ball got away, but Lionblaze out to the corner. Any more attack? No, Lionblaze, great outlet to his Northwood teammate Zanil, forcing AJ back.
I love that you mentioned Northwood, right? This is probably one of the few times we've gotten to see these collegiate teams starting to come up more into the RLCS, and they're making a huge statement. I think for a long time the CRL was kind of thought to be just below the pro scene, that it wasn't quite possible for them to be doing like these huge competitive runs against RLCS pros, but now things are starting to take a turn.
There we saw the Akron team qualify for the main event stage in the first half of the season, as Nas will have that one off to the side, and M80 kind of getting the full collegiate experience here. They actually beat 2/3 of that Akron roster in part of the double elimination stage. That one dropped out to the corner. Nas is there, looking to maybe put this one away with 30 seconds left. Nas's shot from the ceiling is blocked away. Not out of the zone, though. Jory is right back in with 20 seconds. One more touch needed. Nobody there on the weak side, but no boost available for Cloud9 as they try to break out. They got to go with what they've got. That outlet over to AJ is intercepted. That could have spelled disaster. Final 10 seconds. Zanil's got to get up for this with no boost. Lionblaze downfield. Final 4 seconds. Possession for M80 to put away Cloud9 in game one, and they do.
There's a really great opener if you're an M80 fan off that win. I think it was fairly close. I anticipate.
If AJ gets even more involved in the offense, and if Cloud9 can sustain some kind of pressure here and get M80 to make some mistakes that they did not make in game one.
Yeah, I think definitely creating opportunity for yourselves if you're Cloud9 is probably the answer, because at the end of the day, M80 is an extremely solid offensive team that pressure pretty much will never let up until you force them to back off of you a little bit. You can even see it here in the beginning stages of this game number 2. It's shot after shot inching past that midfield line for M80 to try and take what feels like a million shots in the first 30 seconds.
Well, that early pressure could come from M80 here, as they've got Cloud9 kind of pinned back in their own zone. Jorius can launch this one right back. Oh, a great pass over to AJ. Shot right down Broadway, saved away by Percy. And now it's coming on to another one. He'll dribble in, and AJ tried to run some interference. Now it's got one on the way through. Jorius not quite where it needed to be, so AJ comes all the way across. What can he do? He's got not much in the tank, and Lionblaze there with the stop. Of course, we're going to talk about boost totals a lot now. It's a heck of a lot easier to see them as Lionblaze lines up a double, and that one's saved away. And that's going to make a huge difference for the teams as well, being able to see your teammates' boost totals. Real game changer in between the two splits here.
Oh yeah, this is actually a massive update. It alleviates a little bit of pressure having to calm if you're high or low on boost at times for some of these squads. I'm sure the calm though is still in nature for a lot of these teams, and it's not going anywhere. But it does help some. And well, for now, at least M80 is aware Jorius could go up next if he wanted to, but Percy's gonna take this one away, even on low boost, leaves this one for Lionblaze.
Percy looking for Lionblaze, instead finding AJ up way early for that ball. Jorius now out to the corner, not a lot of boost collectively for M80. Now they pick some up. Jory stole some. Now it's coming on, and oh, he just kind of got checked there. Couldn't get around for the shot as Zanil's in the way. Now Jory is trying against Lionblaze. Zanil has to stay in the net. He gets bullied around, and AJ can't convert with Percy coming to the rescue. Still very low boost now for Cloud9. They finally get some in their own zone, and they just barely breach the center line. Lionblaze shot is saved away.
Oh man, you can see it, Cloud9 too. They keep trying to send like one person forward to try and clear a little bit of a path. There's Zanil trying to go for the bump off that one, and again, always getting sent back by M80. Jorius 40 in the tank to try and air dribble this one through. Goes for the bump, cringe, not quite successful off of it. For now, things remain scoreless as Cloud9 attempts to transition into the M80 half.
Oh, AJ could turn on this one. He got to the midfield boost as Jorius was starting to fall on it. That means he didn't really have anybody to pass to. Nas was kind of there, but they had to be very conservative and very careful. Jorius can't half flip onto that ball, and that turns into an opportunity for Percy and Cloud9. So M80 getting a little sloppy here at midfield. Cloud9 can't take advantage as Zanil whiffs on that ball at the center line. Nas's shot picked his spot, and Percy's right there for it. Savior medal for him as well. 4 saves on the 5 shots that M80 have taken.
Here's Zanil getting challenged mid by AJ. Nas gonna carry this one through to the sky. This one pinches back center. One person I've been waiting to see if they were gonna do anything is Lion Blaze, though. He's that pop-off player for Cloud9, kind of the AJ to M80, so to speak. If Lion Blaze could be given a little bit of space and a little bit more boost, he could do wonders for this team, but I think that's where M80 is finding so much success. They are kind of boost starving out Cloud9 at the moment, holding them back, pinned in their own half. This one even floats down. It's shot up for Nas. Doesn't find anything, but Cloud9 just almost a step behind everything that M80 puts forward.
AJ doubled. That whistle's a little bit wide, and on the weak side, the attack almost continues, but Lion Blaze has that clear away. Joria's quickly downfield. Nas is also there. Opportunities abound for M80. They can't find pay dirt just yet. Joria's can run on that one. That one's saved out as well. Nas with very little in the tank by the time he gets to this ball, and an easy clear for Percy. It's just a lot of, almost like volleyball. You know, just kind of lob it forward. It gets right back where it came from, and over the last minute or so, no high quality opportunities for either side. AJ, Nas also running forward, but they can't get a shot. Lion Blaze gets blocked by Jorius. AJ's up for this, and again, no cracks in the armor on either side. It kind of looks like they're close to falling apart on either side for a moment, but then the offense falls apart and fails to capitalize.
Yeah, it's definitely just a huge buildup of pressure, waiting to see who's going to be the first person to crack off of it. Zanil passed one. Nas sends this one immediately back. Lion Blaze got to race through. We're going to see he keeps this one up. One flick. Tries to catch it. Tries to take a shot, actually. Got sent back, but still in play. Zanil's up next, off the corner. Infield if somebody wants it, but Nas is going to take a shot. This one touches the ground. Game 2 opens up with overtime.
What does Jorius have up his sleeve here? Flip reset brings it to ground, needs one more touch, can't get it. As Zanil just barely tightropes his way out of danger. And now it's Percy watching that go past him, and that could have been dangerous, but could have been is kind of the story of game 2. A lot of things that could have materialized, that did not. Easy save for Zanil. Play developed maybe a little too quickly that time. Lion Blaze lob ahead. Zanil had that midfield boost spawn right for him. His shot is high and easily dealt with by Nas. He's got a full tank as well, and he can send this forward, and Jory is there. The shot wide.
Just barely off target on that one too. And now transition comes in. Lion Blaze with a shot on line. Save there from Nas. And M80 go to transition. Pass over to AJ. Off the backboard is a Lion Blaze read, and they slow down M80 just for a few seconds. But as soon as it starts, they get sent back, and here comes Nas. Shot, and it's in. And there you have it. M80 take game number 2.
M80, 1 win away from avenging a point now to try and close down Cloud9. And they do it, though, as we go to the iconic backdrop of DFH Stadium. Cloud9 as an org has many memories on this very field, but it's 3 new faces. Can they stave off relegation to the 0-1 bracket of the Swiss stage against this M80 squad? The Swiss Merchants are right back at it again on the attack, and Lion Blaze threads the needle to make the stop.
Here comes Zanil, very low on boost on this one, just trying to follow it up with another touch here, but it would have to be Percy up next in rotation. This one gets sent to the sky. Jorius with a musty on target. That one still doesn't find its way through, but M80 coming in with so many more mechs than we've seen in games past in the series. That's a terrifying shot to be taken, though. It doesn't find its way through. Maybe this one might, not quite, and Jorius tries to make a breakaway.
It's just Lion Blaze can't do anything with that ball. He didn't get on top of it at all, and now the follow-up here. AJ gets a piece of Lion Blaze, and Nas's shot goes through, his 3rd of the series.
Oh man, look at this one. So Nas still gets the touch on it. Instead, AJ goes for the bump, lets that one float. It's just pure teamwork for M80, right? It's solid connections, solid communication, but the one thing I love the most about this squad is they know that C9 is fairly defensive. They can play a clean defensive game against them, so opening up those paths is going to be so crucial in this game 3.
Jorius will deflect this one away. Critical second touch to relieve a lot of pressure, forcing Cloud9 all the way back. Now M80 can maybe put the clamps down on this game, but now it's just let that one get away from him. AJ will drop it down for him. Great outlet over to Jorius. Here comes M80 again. Jorius from the heavens, flip reset, and he almost drilled it through. It's Percy there in the way for the save, and then AJ can't drill down onto this one. Percy's got nothing in the tank though, and he can't do anything with it. Nas, he tried to get a little too clever and had nothing to work with. Zanil back the other way, leave it for Lionblaze off the 50. And now Zanil has Percy in support, but he can't get the ball to him.
It's so low boost for C9. Usually when somebody gets the ball, it's very rare that they have more than a half a tank. This is probably one of the greater opportunities that they had, and even then AJ still takes it back and away, and on low boost is still able to fight off Percy. Here comes Zanil. You saw Percy go forward. This one could infield, but instead it's Jorius that's just going to drive this one all the way upfield, allowing a quick transition for M80 here in the second half of this match.
A lot going on, of course, here in this opening round. We're told that Fireburner might be playing for NRG in the early stages of their series with Moist. The comedy that has been NRG's attempts to find a third player to go alongside Garrett and Mist has just been maybe the most bizarre part of the entire North American season. As Nas makes the initial save here, AJ can't scramble back. First shot wide, Lionblaze to follow, and Cloud9 has its first goal since early in game one.
Oh my goodness. Well, speaking of complicated, it took all three members of Cloud9 working together to get past the M80 defense. Finally, a tied game for Cloud9 against M80. 222, a kickoff goal could potentially happen, but the post bails Cloud9 out.
Boy, scary moment there for Cloud9, but they're right back on the attack. Nas delaying as much as he can. Percy off the corner, easily sent out by Jorius. Nas is downfield, so too is Zanil as he gets in the way. And Cloud9 back in control here in a tie game with 2 minutes left. Lionblaze has Zanil forward. Zanil's shot deflected away by AJ. Good proactive defense from the veteran, but he gets demolished from behind. Now it's Nas to try and set up Jorius, but he had to wait. Zanil with great control at the back line. And not so great control out of M80, but they're bailed out by AJ's defense.
Ooh, I liked that one too. Again, I talked about both of these teams pretty much having moments where they'll just send somebody upfield. That was a little bit too close there, Zanil. They'll send someone upfield to try and take out that second or third man there and open up a shot opportunity. Just again, because both of these squads are so clean defensively, it's a huge challenge to break past them. Lionblaze wanted to send that one down to Percy. Wasn't quite in position. Instead, he's got a double off the side there. Can't quite make the angle. Instead, Jorius goes past mid. Zanil's up next, but Nas over one.
Percy's got an outlet over to Lionblaze. Zanil running forward to steal that corner boost, and then he eats a demo for his efforts, so that's going to be inconsequential. Jorius had plenty in the tank anyways, and he can use it to run onto this, looking for a game winner perhaps. But instead, the final minute could belong to Cloud9 after all. It's Percy to center. Nobody else is going to be there, though, and good control out of Jorius. He's got Nas in behind him, and he's going to need to be called into action very soon. That one sent forward into the Cloud9 half with 30 seconds left. Who's going to blink here? 3 one-goal games so far is what we're looking at here. Both the first 2 going the way of M80, the last one in overtime, but Nas won't be a part of this. He's demoed. Lionblaze's shot just wide.
Oh man, unfortunate on, trying to take that shot, but now you just got to go back to drawing board, try again. Here comes Jorius off the backboard. AJ lets that one go. Jorius is the one to follow through. It doesn't quite find its way in. Instead, it's 1 second on the clock. AJ's up next. Zanil keeps this one. This one hits the ground. It's another overtime. M80 have the opportunity to sweep Cloud9 if they can take this one away, unless Cloud9 finds something off the rip.
If there was anybody other than Jorius, they might have got one off the kickoff, but a great recovery. Keeps M80 in business, still looking to sweep C9 out of round 1. Back pass to maintain control, it's Joris. He's got Nas with a full tank across, and that one not quite the way they intended it to work out. They still got plenty in the tank. AJ filing in behind him, but he couldn't grab the midfield boost, so he's got to live off of pennies. And Cloud9 can take advantage. Lion Blaze to the backboard. Nobody else can follow. Zanil has to wait. He'll settle for boost. Small consolation prize if Lion Blaze can get around on it. He does. Percy to bring it back in front. Joris all there, all day.
M80, they're just really trying to slow things down, especially with how close this ball has been able to get towards their net. Finally, that one gets away, but Lion Blaze is going to try and send that one back. AJ to catch on low boost. Lion Blaze takes note, but Joris already quick with the transition off this one. A minute into overtime. Beginning felt like it was Cloud9's game pressure-wise, but now M80 want to go back to what they're used to. Unfortunately, this is not what they're used to. Being stuck on the defense for a little bit here. The shot goes off. This one's sent off. And M80 in their own half.
Wonder if this could be an explosive overtime here. It's Percy's shot right down the middle. Easy save by Joris. He's got a rush to get onto this one, though. Minimal boost. Nas has plenty. All he can get is kind of an errant touch. Now Percy looking for the midfield boost, instead getting a demo on AJ. Zanil kind of gets through Joris, but Nas is right there. And now Lion Blaze bring it back in. Looking to keep Cloud9 alive in this series because it goes all the way across, and they're just not really all that close to breaking through the M80 defense. Good here, but that's popped away through the midfield and easily possessed by Cloud9.
Man, Cloud9 kind of getting away with murder a little bit. AJ low on boost for so long there. Joris isn't going to let it be that easy. This one's a shot. Percy sends this one off into the corner here. Flick over one. Maybe Zanil can finish following it up. Instead, AJ disrupts. Lion Blaze up next. It's a little bit of an awkward touch. Tries to go around the corner. AJ again. Dude is just a brick wall. Continues to slow things down. It takes two players from M80 though to bounce this ball out of the net, and they stay alive for now as Percy takes a shot of his own. Shot opportunity to come through, and Lion Blaze to finish. Cloud9 give themselves another chance.
They survive game 3 off a lot of panic on the defensive line for M80, and Cloud9 refuses to die early in round 1. And a good thing.
You're going up against a team that the last time you met, you swept them, and now they took you to match point. You had to go in OT to give yourself one more chance, and in their previous matchup, everything was either a 2-goal game or a 1-goal game. This has been fairly similar, so I wouldn't count Cloud9 out of it. However, I am nervous for AJ to start ramping things up a little bit here in this game 4.
Still without a goal in this series, just the assist that came, I believe, in game 1, as Nas will have that one sent away. AJ tried to bring it back in. He just has not had much of anything even close to the Cloud9 net. Lion Blaze has, and he's almost forced that one through. AJ happens to be there. And look, AJ will have series like this. Sometimes he will go off for 8 or 9 goals in a series, and when he doesn't, he's got to get it done with the defense. He has done it in this series. Joris will score here, and it's M80 after all that, striking first in game 4.
Man, we talk about AJ so much, and you know how he has so much pop-off potential, but I feel like eyes definitely got to be turned towards Joris in this series. He's been fairly crucial to the offensive pressure that they've been able to put on. It's pretty much been one pass after the other, but this time it's a pass between Nas and AJ to give M80 an early 2-0 lead.
Find a soft spot there on the wing. Hit AJ with a picture-perfect pass, and he's got his first goal of the series. Good time to pick it up as they double their lead here in game 4. Second closeout opportunity, trying to take down C9.
There's Lion Blaze. Kind of just wants to get his hands on that ball there. Percy's going to send this one upfield, and I talked about this a little bit before towards game number 1. But Cloud9 tend to make these longer touches, not quite play as close together, where M80, on the other hand, does play a little bit closer together. They have that second man prepared to follow up any shot that they put on target, which is what makes them fairly dangerous. And right now, Cloud9, they're just trying to work up some sort of a plan against them, but it doesn't even matter what your plan is. If you are demoed off the field, you don't have a chance.
Listen, production isn't always perfect, but that was not a mistake you saw on your screen. Yes, Netherlands Canada swept the major-making Luminosity. So all of a sudden, all that talk about, will Luminosity run it back and qualify for London? Listen, it's only the first round of the first qualifier of this split, but NetM Canada has a win there, and NAS might be able to put away Cloud9 as M80 are running away with a clinching opportunity.
All I'm hearing is that it is a day for change. Nothing is what it seems. Cloud9 are not doing the hottest against an M80 that recently went 0-3 against them. LG go down 0-3. It is all over the place. I can't wait to see what the other scorelines are. Fireburners on the field, allegedly.
Fireburners playing. I hear Squishy's available. I mean, why not? Just
is Squishy's talking about making fun runs?
Had a chance to do the funniest thing ever if Aqua's internet issues continue. Anyways, Lion Blaze blocked by Jorius. And now Percy needs to score this one, and it's blocked away. Nas got in the way of that one. Zenil waiting for an opportunity. He can keep this attack alive. Percy now starting to come up, a little hesitation. Lion Blaze waiting for a pass that won't ever get there because Percy got knocked back to the ceiling, and Zenil has to make a save. This is not where Cloud9 wants to be. Having to play defense to try to turn it back into offense, but a simple attack and a simple stop made by Jorius.
Yeah, this is definitely a rough position for Cloud9 right now, right? You got just over 2 minutes to try and find not one, not two, but 3 goals against a team that you have already faced off in overtime twice alone in this series. So it's going to be fairly difficult to, create a couple opportunities for yourself. You see Lion Blaze already going back, but instead Percy's going to race back to his own half as Zenil drives this one upfield. It's the rotations just trying to allow each other to have the opportunity to shoot, but even that is being denied time and time again.
Astral pinched that one for it, and every time this ball ends up on that half of the field, Cloud9's task gets a little bit tougher. Awkward flip out of Zenil, but he recovers just in time, and that saves Cloud9 for the moment. It at least keeps a glimmer of hope alive for them. But a clever first touch out of Nas. He can put it away here if he hasn't already. Percy trying to keep control. Lost it, and Jorius there with the save. And that's been what M80's done defensively this entire game. They've just watched Cloud9, solo effort after solo effort, shots developing from way outside, giving them all day to prepare and line up a stop, and they're just going, yeah, all right, we'll just stop 1v1s. That one, though, gets through. Percy finally wins a challenge in the air. Cloud9 finally has something go their way. You can credit Zenil a little bit, slowing down AJ's approach defensively, and Cloud9 has some life in the final minute.
Oh my goodness, listen, if there's one person, speaking of life, to give it to Cloud9 in the last fighting moments of a game, it would be Percy. So keep your eye out on him on this one, but Jorius, same can be said for him. He wants to hang on to that 2-goal lead. 44 seconds left to go. Lion Blaze over one. Nas takes this one away from Zenil, but Percy sends it back. This one over towards backboard. Jorius with a read. Crazy clear upfield for AJ. Tries to make the double. Not quite able to find the angle off this one. 2 follow-ups denied as well. And 30 seconds are all that stand between M80 and continuing on with their first win.
Oh, Zenil. Outlet. Gotta have it here. Good win to get this down into the wing, but Jorius with the clear. That demo on Percy, and Jorius calls game.
Huge opening win for M80. The known Swiss merchants, they don't want to play like that. They just want to go through the day with a breeze. They look incredible. They looked incredible throughout the entire series, and 6 seconds left. M80 are going to get their first win of the day on Swiss Friday.
Cloud9, welcome back to Rocket League. I'm sure we'll see you very, very soon as the day goes on, but it's M80 that avenges its loss to that old omelet squad back in the first semester.